Hey guys, so if you're Diddy's lawyer, you're putting out a statement about Dawn Richards' lawsuit on Diddy on social media and how you don't agree with 2 points of her lawsuit. And you're skipping over all of the horrible allegations in this lawsuit, such as trafficking, partying with minors, abuse, witnessing abuse, just to talk about Dawn Richards being on Diddy's Love album and the fact that she was going to come back to the Making the Band reboot. And these two things that Diddy's lawyer is talking about on social media that Justin and Christian Combs are resharing on their Instagram pages are things that Dawn Richard had talked about in her lawsuit. In her lawsuit, she explains that she's trying to sue Diddy for copyright infringement for using the song Deliver Me on the Love album because this song was made in 2009 back in the Dirty Money era. She explains that she reached out to Diddy saying that she wanted a 21% composer fee on the Deliver Me song that he put on the Love album, and Diddy was not happy with the amount. She explained that after this, she felt like Diddy told his lawyers to ignore her request on wanting to know when she was going to get paid this fee so she could sign the contract, and this caused the contract to never get signed between her and Diddy, and he went ahead and put Deliver Me on the Love album anyway. In this lawsuit, she also talks about how in 2020 Diddy invited her to come back to a Making the Band reboot, but this reboot never happened because of COVID, and she was not paid anything from this reboot. All of this makes me think back to Aubrey O'Day and how she explained that they were trying to get them to sign NDAs to get back their publishing that wasn't worth jack shit. Aubrey O'Day said once she got this NDA and learned she had to sign an NDA to get back her publishing, she reached out to Making the Band and told them, hey, don't sign this shit because something is wrong. And she explained how one person from Making the Band didn't sign the contract, and I'm really wondering if this is Dawn Richard.
Was the Cassie lawsuit a surprise to you, or did you know that was coming?
I knew something was coming when I was given the publishing deal. It came along with a silencer, basically, in so many words. It came along with a very long, drawn out, you can never speak of all of these things and people ever again. And these people, the people that they've ever worked with and anyone that they've ever worked with, who's worked with. I mean, it went on for generations. It basically would cover everyone in the music industry.
Right.
So I knew at that point, he's not being benevolent. He's covering his ass for something. And that's when I wrote my band and I told them, please do not sign this. Something bad is going to happen. Or the only other thought I had was he's promoting an album. The thought that I didn't have at the time that I kind of have now is, was the album also an additional distraction? Why did that come with a contract that said I can't speak Diddy's name, any of his family, or any of his business partners and their business partners and their business partners, and also says you can never speak of this contract or its existence? Why couldn't you just give me my rightful dues with putting none of the rest of it on there? I would really like someone from Sony to answer that for me. If there are any lawyers or anyone from Sony that can provide that answer, I would really appreciate it. And so would the band member in my group that didn't sign the contract either. We would like to know the answer to those questions. It's really hard to get any answers.
I think it's absolutely crazy that Diddy's lawyer took to social media to make a video about Dawn Richards' lawsuit. And then I think it's even crazier that she skips past all of the horrible allegations in this lawsuit and only talks about 2 weird points out of everything in the 55-page lawsuit. And then Christian and Justin Combs share it to their social media and Diddy has absolutely nothing to say about it. After all of the crazy allegations that we've heard from Aubrey O'Day and the Dawn Richards lawsuit, I find Diddy's lawyer taking to social media totally out of pocket. But I'm gonna go ahead and play you guys the clip and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
There we go again. Diddy sued by a former bandmate. I'm his lawyer and here's why you should care. Last night, Dawn Richard, who Diddy discovered in Making the Band, put her in Danity Kane, where she eventually left to join Diddy Dirty Money. And in 2020, when Diddy announced the reboot of Making the Band, she hopped on board and wanted to join. As you can see from this message in March 2020, she says, love, love, love you, let's do this. And yet another where she says, checking in to see if you guys are starting Making the Band back up, would love to be a part of it, bro. Yet another in December where she's saying, let's bring the crew back. Another message where she says we never should have stopped it. That's what he did in 2023 on his most recent album called Off the Grid. She's a featured artist on the number 3 song on the album. And all of this makes sense if you watch her other statements about Diddy over the years. including this one clip from Hot 97 back in the day.
And I don't have no bad stories. That was only support. So if you do good by other people, they'll do good by you.
Now pause for Combs' civil attorney's statement that she made today, which states that Richard has now manufactured a series of false claims, all in the hopes of trying to